In this review we are going underground with a double header. Yes, it's 2 reviews for the price of 1. Diecast Masters 85717 is a Caterpillar AD45 underground articulated truck, and 85719 is the R2900 XE underground loader.
Let's weigh it up.
Firstly, we fly the AD45 onto the weighbridge and it's 3 pounds 3 ounces, or about 1.45 kilograms. Let's check the R2900 and it's almost exactly the same weight. Both models come in the same highline packaging, and that consists of an outer shipping carton, and when we open it up we can pull out a nylon bag. As we always find, the wrong end comes out first, but if we flip it around we can get to the open end of the bag and then pull out the metal tin that's inside. It's a very high quality tin and there's a nice photo of the real machine on the lid. And just to prove it, I'll tilt it towards you. As always, there's a picture of the model on the side, and a plus point is that there's always information about the real machine on the back of the tin. Let's take the lid off and see what we've got. And there's a little bit of paperwork we'll look at in a moment. And resting in the foam rubber at the top we have the usual operator and a tool to help put him to work. This model also has a plastic moulding which is a load for the truck. Next, with maximum skill and dexterity, we can take out the top layer of foam, and luckily we find a model in the bottom of the tin. There's a couple of finger holes in the foam to help get the model out. And after that, let's take a look at the paperwork, and the first is how to put the operator in the cab. And there's a simple marketing leaflet of other new Caterpillar models. The loader model has the same standard of packaging.
I know some things I don't know.
Installing the operators is the same process on both models. You remove the plastic roof and that gives you access to inside the cab. Now interestingly, the operators are little and large. So you have a real little brother and big brother. It obviously takes a big man to drive a dump truck, and we insert him in the time-honoured fashion with the included tool. Little man goes in the same way and he sits sideways. After that you lock them in with the roof on. The dump truck also comes with a dummy load, and that gets clipped firmly into position.
Let's weigh it up again.
The dump truck is the first onto the weighbridge and it's nearly 1 pound 3 ounces or 530 grams, and the loader is almost exactly the same. Let's start with the dump truck, and basically at the front you can see some simple detailing, with the screw heads being quite conspicuous. Moving to the back, the drive shaft is modelled together with the big differential. At the front there's some sharp Caterpillar graphics and some nice looking lights, with the main grille being plastic. There are more tiny graphics either side of the towing hitch. The steps up to the cab are textured, and there's a plastic mirror. Looking behind the cab you can see some fire suppression equipment, and it's nice that all of the handrails are metal. The plastic wheels are detailed. Various hydraulics are visible at the pivot point, and there's also a safety locking bar. Good use is also made of black highlighting on bolt heads. Plastic parts like the hydraulic ram jackets have an excellent colour match. At the back there's a finely detailed towing hitch, and the rear lights are essentially painted. The tyres have a strong tread pattern. Moving forward there are more nice textured surfaces and highlighted bolt heads, and there's an impressive looking air intake. If we take a look down from above, you can see the various textures and paint highlighting. The dump body itself is a simple metal casting, and the plastic load gives an alternative display option. Moving on to the loader, and the underside of the bucket is very detailed, with the rest of the machine being of a similar standard as the dump truck. Again, the location of the screw holes is quite obtrusive. At the back of the loader there is a plastic grille and a heavy-duty towing arrangement. The steps up have a plain texture, and black paint highlights anti-slip surfaces. There are multiple handrails on this model, and they're all made of soft plastic. The grille is formed by graphics. The detailed wheels are plastic. On this model there are no hydraulics crossing the pivot point, but there are some small graphics. Up on top the various walkway areas can be seen, and the cab is suitably tough looking for underground work. There are windscreen wipers on all of the windows, and if we move to the front, the heavy-duty loader arms have lights fitted, and the big wheel arches are plastic parts. The tiny graphics are very sharp, and the large metal loader bucket is an impressive looking part. The front axle has a large differential, and you can see the model is fitted with Grand Prix slick tyres. We're back to the dump truck, and the rear axle spins very freely, with the review model having a bit more friction on the front axle. These machines are very manoeuvrable, and that's reflected in the model. The steering angle in both directions is excellent. There's also a small safety lock which you can use to lock the steering, but of course ordinarily that's unlocked. Out onto the test track, and the model rolls very nicely, and you can see that the sharp steering angle is effective. The last feature to look at is the tipping of the dump body, and that reaches an angle of about 45 degrees, which is perhaps a bit less than the real truck would achieve. Let's now move on to the loader, and on this model all of the wheels spin independently, and that's better than when they're fixed to a common axle. Steering across the pivot point again is really good, with a full range of movement being possible. So it's back out onto the test track, and the loader rolls along very smoothly. And if we set the steering, it also performs very well, and that's helped by each of the wheels rotating independently. Moving on to the loader function, and the shoveling and carry position is really good, and it appears that the loader arms do give a decent height. If we look at the tipping angle, that's also very good, and we'll see how that matches the truck shortly. This model also features a full set of folding handrails, and they can lay flat for working underground or be raised during servicing. They are soft plastic, so it's a little bit tricky to get nice straight alignment. Let's have a look at both models working together, and they look great as a pair. You can get the bucket of the loader over the side of the dump truck, but you can't really get enough of a tipping angle, so you need some hydraulic hands to help. These are an interesting pair of Caterpillar underground machines modelled by Diecast Masters. As usual, they're very well presented models, and they both have a similar level of detailing, and that gives them a nice realistic appearance. In terms of functionality, they are also solid performers. They look best as a pair of models working together, and they're both rated as very good.